What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nitrous Law. If you like what we do, like our content, like our team, like our builds, if you haven't yet subscribed, there's the button down here. And of course, invite your friends if you think they're gonna like our content and help us grow our channel. As we're waiting for some additional parts for our S14 TOMCAT, thank you Brexit for all the delays, us getting these goods from the UK. I think most of the people are experiencing these same problems, but hopefully it's going to be sorted out real soon. I decided to make this video with a little bit of flashback. And as they say, you never forget your first. And of course I'm talking about my first car. As we all grew up to playing Need for Speed or Gran Turismo and watching Fast and the Furious movies, I got totally sucked into the JDM scene. So as I was sweeping through the internet, of course I didn't want to go with like Renault Clio or Volkswagen Polo or Fiat Punto or whatever usually kids are getting in Europe when they're getting the driver's license done. Well, at least at that time. Of course it needed to be JDM. I wanted something from Toyota or from Nissan, and I liked the new Celica that arrived out in the 2000s. But of course that was way out of my reach. So I started searching for something more, MR2 or the older version of Celicas. But yet again, the MR2s were again out of my league, because being a 17-year-old kid, you know, putting all the savings on the side, doing some summer work, I was quite limited, you know, what I can get. And I came across this Toyota Celica T18 1990 1.6 STI, not STI as Subaru Imprezas, bright yellow, decent mileage for the age, with some aluminum wheels, but to be fair, these aluminum wheels could only suit maybe Golf Marks 1 or something like that. I didn't have my driver's license yet, of course, so I asked my father to come with me and pick up the car. And we were off. Well, for the money it was decent, but it was not in a very good shape though. It was rust-free, but the previous owner painted the whole car into yellow and it was done really poorly. There were some flaws in the interior, we fixed that later and stuff like that, but hey, I own the JDM car. And by waiting to turn 18 and getting my driver's license done, I already started to collecting some parts, like easy on the wallet parts, like clear glass headlights, clear turn signals. I already had some speakers at home and amplifiers, so I installed that into the car. We put a two-way alarm system with a central locking, so more or less easy stuff. So as the year was going, I was earning money and spending every single dime on the car. So I bought a body kit, we did a front custom bumper on our own. We painted the whole car into Dodge Viper yellow. Firstly I wanted to have it blue, but then the yellow grew up to me. I bought some Speed Towers GT wheels in 17-inch, weight lowering springs, and we refurbished the shock absorbers, shortened them a bit, tightened them a bit, exhaust system, and the cold air intake. Cold air intake was a must in the 2000s, definitely.
That thing that you used to like me to do with the ice cubes? In here, we don't need the ice cubes.
Are you serious, really?
Well, we're friends with Benedicts, aren't we? 16.
That was stage 1, but before moving into stage 2, my engine blew. So I was out for a late night drive, went to a drive-in, get some food, was on our way home, and all of a sudden the engine started working on 3 cylinders. And on top of that, the cops stopped me. Thankfully I didn't get penalized. Well, how could I? Because I was doing like 30. Coming home, and the very next day me and my dad ripped out the engine from the car, and luckily I was assuming that the engine is not gonna last any longer because of the really bad oil consumption. I already had the new engine, and we rebuilt that, put in some bigger pistons, so at the end the engine was pushing out like an additional 10 horsepower, not much. So going into stage 2, I wanted to personalize the car even more. I was falling in love with all these JDM drift cars in Japan, you know, with these nice liveries, carbon wings, bucket seats and all that. I decided this is the direction I want to go. So I got inspired by a certain car for delivery, and I bet you guys can figure that one on your own.
The red Evo's yours.
So we did that, we put some decals on the car, we did a carbon fiber wing, we did some bucket seats.
Well, we're friends with Benedict's, are we? 16.
But yes, the car was being furious. And not Fast and the Furious, and I wanted to do something more with the engine. Was thinking either swap it or maybe turbocharge it, but what would the gains be? And that year through the winter I as well owned the BMW E30, shredding it around the parking lots. Kids, don't do that. And I decided I want to have a new car. I want to have a new project car, something that already has some more power, and it needed to be a rear-wheel drive. And the Z happened. I was still owning the Celica, but the time has come to sell the car because I needed some funds for the Z project. And I couldn't sell the car that fast, and I didn't want to give it like for low amount of money because firstly I was really attached to the car, and secondly it was really in a good condition with the new engine, new paint job, everything was actually new on the car. And I ended up switching it for a Golf Mark IV Cabrio. What a shitty move, you will say at first, but actually I ended up selling the car quite fast for almost the money I wanted to get from Celica, and I wanted to turbocharge the 350Z. But then something came into my head and it was like, hey, Celica was inspired by drift cars, you should buy yourself a car that is gonna be a drift project. And I bought the S14 Sylvia and I turned it into a drift car. What a nice inspiration was that Celica. And that car got me into photography, into video production, as I wanted to have nice photos of the car, nice videos of the car, and it actually made me what I am today. So guys, comment down below what was your first car and the experience you had with your first car. Until next time, you know what you need to do. Share, like and subscribe to our content. See ya!